In today's video, we will be talking about, does Dana White still have control or sway over the UFC? The answer is no and yes at the same time. I would just like to point out that pre-selling the UFC, Dana White had a 9% control of the company. He was one of the majority shareholders, but obviously the Fertitta brothers had more percentage, but Dana was not making the decisions all by himself for the UFC. He had other people. There were other people making decisions. He was the CEO and making most of the decisions, but now that is not the case. He is still the CEO and he gets paid 20 million per year, and he made 400 million from selling the UFC to WWE and IMG in 2016. He got 400 out of the 4 bill. He got 9%, so like 350 to 400 million and 20 million a year while he's the CEO. But we are seeing more and more Dana White making no decisions in the UFC. There has been no significant decisions that Dana White has made. All he's been doing this past year is gassing up Jon Jones and trying to make the Jon Jones-Tom Aspinall fight. And that is a fight that isn't happening. What else has Dana White done? Literally, what else has he done? It is Hunter Campbell and other people inside the UFC that we don't know that are making these decisions at the moment. Hunter Campbell, he interned at the UFC and then he became Dana White's personal attorney while working for Hunter Campbell's dad's firm, his own dad's firm. And now he's the CFO or CFO of the UFC, and he is the one making most of the decisions at the moment. You can see this in the proof. Just look at Tom Aspinall. Look at Tom Aspinall. When Tom Aspinall was the backup opponent to fight for Stipe John, who was he texting? Hunter Campbell, not Dana White. You might say, oh, maybe Dana White doesn't like Tom Aspinall. Why would that be the case? Tom's done nothing wrong. But it is Hunter that's talking to him. And this is on 309 that night during a very big, one of the biggest events of that year, bar 300. And Tom Aspinall calls Hunter Campbell the boss. I'll play it in this TikTok.
At a UFC event, and we're waiting to see if the main event is definitely on or not. So far it's on, but the boss says I'm not allowed to have it.
The boss. What did he say there? What did he say there? The boss. I go back to his message. For 200k, we'd much appreciate if he didn't wait until he after to drink. That was from Hunter Campbell. The boss. The boss. He's not talking about Dana White. He's talking about Hunter Campbell, mate. And the proof is in the pudding, mate. The proof is in the pudding. But, mate, you see it all the time. The UFC fighters are talking to Hunter Campbell. You see Kamaru Usman, Khabib and Ali Abdelaziz all talking to Hunter Campbell about their fights. It's not Dana White. Dana White isn't making these decisions anymore. Dana White is just a figurehead. And even myself, sometimes I blame things on Dana that isn't Dana anymore. Dana isn't running the UFC. He isn't making most of these decisions. He is just a figurehead and a spokesman. And that's what he gets paid the 20 back. So 20 mil for. 20 mil, mate. For that, like, for gassing up Jon Jones. That's all he's done this last year. And he made 20 mil from that. He made 20 mil. Oh, it's actually jokes. It actually is, mate. No UFC fighter makes that as well. Like, it's actually bullshit. Yeah. But he made at least 400M from selling the UFC. But he sold it. He does not have any control over the large decisions that made. He might be the CEO. That is mainly for the brand, for the perceived brand, because they've big Dana White to be this massive don. But I will tell you now, a lot of people in Dana White's position would have been able to make the UFC successful. Not just Dana White. Dana White was a large part of why it happened at that time. But there's other people. It's not like Dana White's some god that created the UFC off his own back and had no help and has never made any bad decisions, mate. Like, Mighty Mouse's whole career, Dana was making bad decisions, mate. Just shitting on him, shitting on him. Should have been bigging him up, mate. We've got the most dangerous flyweight on the planet, mate. Like, do you know what I mean? Even with Tom Aspinall not bigging him up, Dana White has turned into a bad promoter, and it is clear that he does not have the UFC priorities. The UFC's priorities aren't his priorities or the fan priorities. What we want to see is not Dana White's priority anymore. He does not care about that. He cares about the money. He wants to make as much money as he can before he retires in the next couple of years. And that's fine. Dana's put in a shift, mate. And I respect that. There's a lot of things that Dana White has done that is wrong. And I don't respect. But that's not what we're talking about. But I think a large percentage of the MMA fan base believe that Dana White is still running the company. Everyone says Dana White, Dana White. Oh, Dana White will decide it. These fights, these lightweights arguing about who is getting a title shot, mate. Dana White will decide that. No, he won't. No, he won't, mate. That's Hunter Campbell and whoever else at the UFC, mate. The matchmakers, who are Shelby and Simon Maynard. But yeah, like, Dana isn't making these decisions. He would have made matchups back in the day when he was a promoter of Chuck Liddell, all of this, but he isn't doing this anymore. And we as fans are being delusional. We're even expecting Dana White to sort any of this shit out, because when has he ever done that before? Dana White has never been a fan-first person, mate. He's a him-first person. And that's fine, mate. That's fine. But we need to stop thinking Dana White's going to fix the issues in the UFC. He is not. He's caused a lot of these issues, and the UFC, it seems, is getting worse and worse. And nothing is being done to stop it. We've got too many fight nights with bad main events. Not enough ranked fighters on fight nights. Bad pay-per-views. Like, not stacked. What is this? There's so many improvements that we could make. And you would expect someone like Hunter Campbell, Dana White's protege, someone that has been trained by Dana White for nearly 20 years, would have some good ideas for the UFC. The 12-6 elbow last year, great idea, great implementation. We need more of that. We need more of that. We need better decisions, better judges, more men's divisions, less women's fights on main cards, and better fights in general. But I take you back to the starting point of this video, which is Dana White does not control or have any sway over the UFC anymore. He's just a talking figurehead, and we as fans need to speak up about this and stop what they are doing. The disgrace to the sport is turning into boxing more and more day by day, and boxing is turning into MMA, with the fights actually being made. We cannot allow this to happen. But let me know what you think. Do you think Dana White still controls the UFC? Because if you are, you're wrong. But let me know what you think.